What is up, Chronics? Welcome back to the series where I recustomize and review past DLC vehicles that did have real microphone quality before late 2019. So as always guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video we're going to be customizing the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, which I customized slash reviewed back in 2019 when it released. So the Hellfire released with the Casino Update drip feed in September of 2019, and is available from the Summer San Andreas website for $745,000. Now, in regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and sits around top 25 in that class, not including HSW, which is actually pretty good considering its handling isn't that great. It's a ton of fun to drive due to its power and muscle car-like handling, which I personally really like since it, obviously suits the car. Plus the customization is good as well, which you'll see here shortly. Now, in terms of what the Hellfire is based on, is primarily based on the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. Now, I know a lot of the community says, oh, it's based on the Hellcat Widebody. While that is also partially true, in its stock form, it is closer to the Demon due to the stock small 5-spoke wheels with the larger tire profile being extremely similar to the 2018 Dodge Demon. Now, the Hellfire name is obviously a direct reference to the Challenger Hellcat name, which is why, again, it is based on that one as well, partially. And then the stock hood is a reference to the Challenger Shaker, which I think is an awesome touch there from Rockstar. So technically, the whole car is sort of based on a bunch of different wide-body Challengers. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Hellfire. Alright, Hellfire, let's do it. Alright, first off we got armor, brakes, bumpers. So you have the primary splitter, secondary, carbon, secondary bumper and splitter, carbon. So basically just different color variations of the stock splitter, I suppose. Interesting. So pretty much all the wide-body Challengers and Demons and all that, the splitter is just plastic. I think it will be really cool if we do some carbon touches on this. So we'll do a carbon splitter just to make it a little nicer than usual. So we'll do that carbon splitter there. Rear bumper, you have the wheelie bar and chute. So if you want to do, sort of like a Demon 170 reference, even though without the wheelie bar, but cool option there. And it's funny that this is before the actual Demon 170 ever came out, so just a general drag modification reference there, which is awesome. But we're gonna skip that. Engine, exhaust. So stock, you have the stock big circular exhaust here, then you have a larger one with the cut angled tips, then you got the tuner exhaust, just larger than that. Then you got the race exhaust, which is more flat tip there, so you can see the way it's cut. And then here you have the side exit exhaust if you want to do something like that. And then you have the titanium version of that there. Sadly, no boxed rear exit exhaust, but we have a boxed side exit exhaust, which is kind of annoying. I do like the tuner exhaust a lot. I feel like it fills in that area nicely. And it's not as angled cut as much as the big bore is. I think the tuner one's perfect, so we'll do that there. Grill, you got the grill delete. So the stock grill is a reference to the 70s Cuda, which I think is pretty cool. And then you can just remove the whole grill. Then you have secondary, and then you have black grill. Then you have the open grill, which just makes it look more like a Dodge Challenger with the open grill there. Secondary, and then you have black. Sadly, no carbon grill. That would have been nice, but I guess we'll just do the black open grill there. Headlight covers, you have different headlight covers here. You can even do dual headlight intakes. So the headlight intake, that is a reference to the actual Dodge Challengers that have the headlight intakes, but they're built into the headlights. They don't delete the entire headlights, and it's the inner fake ringed headlights, which are used for the turn signals. So they use those, the middle of those, not the entire headlight. In this case of this car, unfortunately, it only has singular headlights on either side. Yeah, you have a bunch of different options here. Then you have the bull bars, which would be a reference to the Fast and Furious What is that? Fast and Furious 7? Yeah, Fast and Furious 7 Letty's Challenger, the off-road one. When I jumped out of the plane, that bull bar in the front. So cool options there. I'm not gonna do any of those though, so we'll skip that. Hood. So you have the smooth hood, which is gonna delete the shaker hood. Then you got the secondary colored hood, carbon, primary, vented. So this one adds some vents on the sides. Carbon version of that. Then here you have different blowers. So those are all the options there. Sadly, the hood options I think on this car are the biggest letdown of it, unfortunately, other than the lack of the quad headlights, which the Gauntlet Classic has, but this one doesn't. But yeah, sadly, no Hellcat hoods. You know, no Demon hood, no Hellcat hood, no Hellcat Red Eye hood. All we have is the shaker hood and a smooth hood, which I think that's kind of like, you know, like a base model Challenger hood. I don't know what they were thinking there. They should have given us some type of hood scoop, you know. Unfortunately, they didn't, but it is what it is. And it's kind of weird because Rockstar, you know, people would say, oh, because they don't want to get, you know, in trouble for getting too close. But I mean, the Buffalo STX, right? That car, that one has one of the last hood options is literally the actual Hellcat hood with the main hood scoop and then the two outer heat extractor vents. So I mean, they literally copied it almost the same, but this one they did it, unfortunately. So we will do the extra vents on the sides though. I like that, so we'll do that there. Lights, I think we'll leave those more white than the blue xenon. Liveries, so you have dual white stripes, dual red stripes, dual blue stripes, then you got the black billboard. Very cool. And here you have the black racer stripes. Then you got the black two-tone, which this would be kind of like a reference to the Challenger TA. So very cool there. And here you have the Weekend Warrior, which is like a camo. Then you got different racing livery. Well, one racing livery. Too much free time. We got racing one here. Hot Ring Racing reference. And Royal Tribute. So just all NASCAR references there. Very cool. I do like the TA one a lot, but on this one I do want to do a clean build, even though this one's nice too, the Bravado billboard. But we will skip those for now. I wish they would have had, I guess this is kind of the closest, where you can do the black section up top, kind of like the the actual Demon. This one does force the side stripe though, unfortunately. So yeah, all right, we'll skip that. Plates, I'm gonna do my black plate, and I do have a Hellcat plate, so we'll throw that on there. I also got family, but we'll do the Hellcat plate. Rear panels, so you got primary, stock is just the plastic, secondary, then you got the carbon, love that. Black surround with the plating, which deletes it. I guess if you want to match the front, you want to delete the headlights and tail lights, you can do that. Then secondary, so we'll do the carbon stock there. Not a bad job. Respray. So for this, I mean, this is, a Mopar. You can go crazy with the colors if you want to do plum crazy, sublime green, go mango, B5 blue, whatever you want to do. You can have a lot of fun messing around with the colors on this one. In this case, I do want to do one of my favorite colors on the Challenger. My favorite one is sublime green, but I do have other favorites as well. Plum crazy, octane red. So this one we are going to do the octane red. So I'm going to go to crew. Now, for those of you in my Discord server, we do have a hex colored channel. So if you want to find any OEM colors that have been tested already, original manufacturer colors, we have an entire list with hexes. So this one is from our server. So this one is octane red. Obviously it's missing the pearlescent, which we're going to put on it now. Then secondary will match, and then here we'll go back to primary and we'll do our pearlescents. So for this one, the pearlescent, you're gonna want to go with this one. You can kind of do what you want, in terms of how close you want to get. Grace red is technically the closest. I do like the candy red as well. To me, I feel like that one is a little closer. All personal preference, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the candy red there. Secondary color is going to be the roof, which we already changed. Trim color is going to be obviously your interior color. Now, I do love the sepia interior, sepia, however you say it, on the Challengers. I think it's just such, you know, that baseball brown, baseball glove brown interior. I think it just looks so cool. And the closest, at least in my opinion, is going to be the maple brown interior. It's a little dark, but on the inside it does look pretty close. I wish it was a little lighter, but just is what it is. The saddle brown to me, I think, is a little too like faded brown. The maple brown to me is perfect. So yeah, we'll do that there. Chrome for this car goes on the doors. Roll cage. So here you have, for those of you who want to install a roll cage, you can do that. And then these last ones here do change the seats, as you can see. So if you want to do any crazy seats, roll cage, you can do that. We're going to skip that. Roof, you can do a carbon roof. I don't know how I feel about it on this car. I think I'm going to keep the stock roof. I mean, the carbon roof is kind of nice, but I don't know. I think I kind of want to have more red up there, so we're going to skip that. Skirts, you got primary or secondary. So we're just going to leave it in the stock black plastic. Unfortunately, no carbon skirt. It would have been nice, you know, to match the front splitter, but it is what it is. Spoiler upgrade. So here you have the secondary lip spoiler, plastic, carbon lip spoiler. Then you have the stock car spoiler, drag spoiler, mid-level, you have the larger high wings. Yeah. So stock, it's primary. You do the plastic if you want to, you know, keep it looking like the actual car. I'm gonna go with the carbon. Again, I'm trying to add in some carbon so we don't have as much, you know, plastic. I think it looks a little more premium, so we'll do that there. Suspension, definitely gonna lower this. I think we should change the wheels first and then come back to the suspension. So wheels, you can go many different ways with this. You can keep these if you want, you know, more of that demon look. You can also go into the street category. In my opinion, if you put the Cup Champions or the Stanced EG Customs, you know, you can have sort of like a closer demon reference. I want to do more like a Hellcat reference. So there's many different Hellcat wheels. The most popular one that people in the community do is going to be these right here, which I believe Dodge calls the warp speed wheels, something like that. So you can put those there. I'm gonna do the what they call the Devil's Rim, which came on the Hellcat Red Eye and the Hellcat Widebody in 2019. So we're gonna go here to the high-end category, stock, and I'm gonna install the Super Gs. These to me look the closest. Unfortunately, it does have that massive cone center cap, but it just is what it is. I can overlook it. It's not that big of a deal. The concave Mercies are a good option too, but I just feel like the spokes are just not as good as these in terms of the way they look. Now onto the wheel color. For this, I'm gonna go with, I want to do that brass monkey, you know, bronze sort of gold copper reference. So we're gonna go down here to the dark copper, and that's gonna be the closest. And I mean, look at that combination. Those wheels with that interior with this Octane Red. It's one of my favorite combinations, like on a Hellcat Red Eye wide body. I think it just looks so good. Suspension, we are going to lower it. I didn't want to go too far. Like, to me, I feel like that's excessive. I don't like it slammed like that personally. I know people do. That's great. You know, everybody has their preference in terms of suspension, but I don't like it looking slammed like this personally. I like it looking a little lower than an original. So I feel like street or sport is going to be the best. I think I'm going to go with the street suspension there. I think to me that's perfect stance there. So we did the transmission, we did the turbo. Windows, I'm going to do light smoke. I just want a little bit of tint, not too much because I don't want to hide that interior too much. And that's all the options there. Alright, exit to ground, take her for a drive. Oh, it looks so good. See the color in the sun. Oof. Look at that Octane Red. Oh my god, with those wheels, that's perfection. Wow. I'm so happy with that. That looks phenomenal, man. That's beautiful. We got our brown interior. So nice. Wow, our Hellcat Blade 2. This came out so good, man. I'm really happy with this. You don't know how many times in the configurator I was messing around. I had a Hellcat Red Eye I had a 2019 Hellcat Red Eye and Sublime Green, but I would always mess around in the Hellcat configurator back in 2023 when they had the jailbreak option, and I would always build one like this, an Octane Red with the gold or brass monkey devil's rim and the sepia interior and, you know, all the carbon interior option and all that. I just love this spec. So the way it drives, you know, this car has been in the game for many years. I'm sure most of you own it. It drives like a muscle car drives in game, which I think is a good thing. I feel like, you know, this car shouldn't be some grippy monster. It kind of gives it some character. The fact that it drives like a boat, you know, it's very slidey. And what I like about it though is that it's very predictable. So it's not like one of those cars that like it snap oversteers and kills you. You know, you spin out, you lose control, and you're done. This car, it progressively steps out. I love that. It makes it super easy to drive, and that in turn makes it fun to drive, because it's fun to get the back end out, but it's not fun when it completely, you know, oversteers and you know, you go off the road. That's not fun. But in this case, I mean, you can get the back end going, and I mean, it's just super easy to correct. Alright, this car, of course, is in the muscle car class, so that means it can do a wheelie, which we'll do here. Let's throttle control it as best we can. A little tough. That's fun, man. Oh, I hit 2 4GTs. Oh my goodness. It just super fun. This is one of the cars that I really feel needs and deserves HSW to, you know, to have that Demon 170 reference. I think this will make this car so much more fun, and it kind of makes sense because this car, it's only 745,000, which in the current GTA economy, considering, you know, you're buying a Hellcat / Demon for that price, and they're adding Honda Accords and stuff that cost over $1 million. This is a gift, right? So I mean, Rockstar could easily get away with charging a lot of money for the HSW upgrade, 1.5 million, even if they want to. Like, they can easily get away with it. And I think this would just make this car so much fun. Like, it really would. And I hope maybe while they're in there, I mean, they usually don't do that, but maybe they can go in and add some, you know, HSW hoods that are literally Hellcat hoods. That would be really cool, and a Demon hood as well. But this color, man, everything, I just love the build. I love this car, and here we can see the carbon in the sun. I like that. It gives it a nice touch, but from far away, you know, you would think it's just plastic, but then you get up close and boom, you know, you see it's carbon. It's like, oh wow, that's a nice detail. And the splitter as well. Sadly, we couldn't do the grown carbon. That's not an option, or the side rockers there, the plastic, or the rear diffuser, which would have been a nice bumper option instead of just a parachute. But yeah, let's open everything up like we always do here. Manage vehicles, preferences, and all. So there's our shaker hood. Cool reference, you know, but again, like I said, we really needed Hellcat and Demon hood references, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, the surrounding area, the engine model itself looks decent, but the surrounding area just looks terrible. I wonder if the belts on this one work. They probably do. Let's see if they do. Yeah, they do. Nice. Look at that. Belts. The belt and the pulleys and everything spin. That's awesome. We're at the interior. Super happy with that. Oh, even the steering wheel changes too. In the middle. The trunk. For the price, man, I'm pretty sure every single person watching this video has this car, but for the price, it's just an absolute gift. So much fun to drive. Rockstar really needs to add HSW on it. I think for sure everybody can agree on that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of the car, the build, everything. And of course, what vehicle you want to see me recustomize from late 2019 and older that I haven't recustomized again yet. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.